Hello, and welcome back once again to The Jets Are Ruining My Life. The Jets lost this week. I'm very down about it. No, basically I'm numb at this point. The Jets are 0-11. They combine in 2 games this year to get 3 points off the Miami Dolphins, who say thank you for the easy win in the playoff race. And the Jets, they had a good first drive, as they have been able to do over the last few weeks, which doesn't say a lot for Sam Darnold if the only time we're having success is when the plays on the first drive that tend to be like scripted. And I mean, it also says that we don't have a game plan past the first drive, so our coaching doesn't have any ability to kind of, react to the other team's game plan. And Brian Flores is a good coach. He's a good defensive mind. We saw it in the Super Bowl a few years ago when he was still with New England, and they shut down the Rams. And, I mean, he didn't have to go a galaxy brain to stop the Jets. Basically, he just had to tell his players, go out there and exist. And the Dolphins kind of did that. The Dolphins didn't really have a particularly impressive game, but all you have to do is basically nothing. Just move the ball in the first half, get some points. The Jets defense, which actually hasn't been horrible recently and has a few guys that are making cases to be long-term players for the Jets. Quinnen Williams, Hewitt, who had a forced fumble today. Good stuff from those guys, at least. We're at that point in the season where it's just, single out the young guys that you want to have on the team in the future. And those are a couple guys. Bryce Hall, it's his first year. At least I can give Joe Douglas that this draft class looks pretty decent so far. Mekhi Becton, again, he's not noticeable in terms of like big picture, which is fantastic for an offensive lineman. He's leading his Pro Bowl voting in that category. So, yeah, I mean, we missed another field goal today, and this one was Santiago Castilla, who is the guy that I wanted kicking the field goal, so I can't win there. Denzel Mims still continues to look pretty good. Sam Darnold, I'm done with him. It's not his fault that the situation was as bad as it was, but I also don't think he earned too much sympathy. You get sympathy to start just being on the Jets, but past that, I don't know. He panics way too easily. He throws the ball away. He needs to learn to throw the ball away instead of throwing horrible picks into triple coverage. I know, at this point, he's kind of just trying to make things happen because I think he clearly sees that his time in New York is coming to an end, and so he's trying to make, square peg, round hole with some of these throws. That's the nicest way to put it. This Winnipeg jersey is going to stay on probably the whole season. I do not see this Jet team winning a game. I do think they have a shot against New England, seeing as they almost did it the first time. That's about it. And, of course, that's going in 0-15, so it all rides on that because the upcoming schedule is not good, unless the Raiders want to spot us another one like they did last year. But outside of that, just horrible, horrible, horrible. I've run out of things to say about this team when it comes to just like existential dread, because I think it speaks for itself on the field. One more thing about Adam Gase. We get 2 fumbles in the second half. Defense is working its butts off, and causing fumbles on consecutive drives, I think it was. And for the Jets offense, you need to do something with that. The game is not out of reach at that point. I think it was 13-3. And of course, that field goal we missed right before halftime would have made it a 1-possession game. But, you missed that. You fail to get more than 2 yards on that first fumble. I think they got 1 yard, 3-and-out, punt. And then the second fumble, they go for it on 4th. And it's just like just not even attempting to do anything creative on 4th down. The Jets have gone for it on 4th a few times this year. Famously, well, infamously running straight into a line with Samaje Perine on his first carry of the game when up to that point Frank Gore was playing well, and Frank Gore's whole thing is just putting his head down and getting a yard. And this time we get the Frank Gore run, but it was very, very obvious. The Jets, I mean, I'd love to see Darnold maybe, run an audible. He didn't in the first half on our first drive of the game when he took a sack. It's pretty obvious that the blitz is coming, all-out blitz, 3rd down and 3. They're challenging Darnold, and Darnold doesn't even opt out of the play. So for me, that looks like he's just... Earlier in the season, he said, I just run the plays that they tell me. I mean, there's a certain amount of responsibility as the quarterback to audible at the line, and especially when if you don't trust this coach, buddy, you're in the final year of a contract. The Jets would have to opt into another year of you. You're going to have to make some things happen, and maybe changing some plays at the line isn't the end of the world when Adam Gase is going to be gone anyway. So, I don't know. There's probably a no-win situation for him. So, I look forward to seeing him next year with Pittsburgh, learning under Roethlisberger, and somehow figuring it out. Even though I don't think he will, now that I don't think that, and I'm a Jets fan, something will happen that makes us all very angry. But that's it. That's the video. I didn't even want to do it. I had the Islanders stuff all up behind me to do an Islanders offseason video because even in the snail's pace of an NHL offseason, it is way more exciting than watching one down of Jets football. And that's where I think I'm going to end this one. So, like and subscribe. I don't like this.